Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah. Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah.
All praise and thanks is due to Allah. We praise Allah, we seek assistance and forgiveness from Allah, and we seek refuge in Allah from our lower selves and from the wrongs we commit. Whoever Allah guides, no one can misguide, and whoever Allah leaves astray, no one can guide. So the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ delivered his last sermon, his khutbah, on the 9th of Dhul Hijjah, which is the 12th and last month of the Islamic year, 10 years after the Hijrah, when they left Mecca, their hometown, to Medina to survive, obviously, because some of them were killed and tortured. That sermon took place in the Urana Valley of Mount Arafat, and this is when you do Hajj, it's the place where you end your Hajj. So there's a hadith of the Prophet ﷺ saying, "Inna al-Hajj Arafah," and when you are there, you understand, because there's so many people and you've done so much and you're so tired, and when you arrive there and you spend your day doing nothing but dhikr. So his words, alayhi salatu wasalam, were quite clear and concise and were directed to the entire humanity, inshallah. So after praising and thanking Allah, he said, I'm quoting, "O people, lend me an attentive ear, for I know not whether after this year I shall ever be amongst you again. Therefore, listen to what I am saying to you very carefully, and take these words to those who could not be present here today." So inshallah we will do the same. "O people, just as you regard this month, this day, this city, Mecca, as sacred, so regard the life and property of every Muslim as a sacred trust." And sometimes if we like some people, and perhaps we have to include ourselves, we cry in front of Kaaba and we are so happy to be there, and sometimes when we see on the news somebody who's killed, it's like not that terrible, it's less, but Kaaba is just stones, and he says alayhi sallam that we have to care about human life more than about any other stone or ritual. He says alayhi sallam, "Return the goods entrusted to you to their rightful owners. Hurt no one, so that no one may hurt you. Remember that you will indeed meet your Lord, and that He, she, it, will indeed record your deeds. Allah has forbidden you to take usury interest, riba. Therefore, all interest obligation shall henceforth be waived. Your capital, however, is yours to keep. You will neither inflict nor suffer any iniquity. Allah has judged that there shall be no interest, and that all the interest due to Abbas ibn Abd al-Muttalib, Prophet's uncle, shall henceforth be waived." And here there's similarities with the sermon of Jesus Christ, another Prophet alayhi salatu wasalam. But this part starts to be more practical, more contextual, related to the social context of what they were living at that time. He says, alayhi salatu wasalam, "Beware of Shaitan, Satan, for the safety of your religion. He has lost all hope that he will ever be able to lead you astray in big things, so beware of following him in small things. O people, it is true that you have certain rights with regard to your women, but they also have rights over you." So at that time, of course, you know, I guess that people were inheriting women. But Islam came to give rights to women and to give them the same heritage than brothers when somebody dies. So it was a revolution at that time, and the Prophet ﷺ in his last moments has a powerful thought towards those women, saying, remember that you have taken them as your wives only under Allah's trust and with His permission. If they abide by your right, then to them belongs the right to be fed and clothed in kindness. Do treat your women well and be kind to them, for they are your partners and committed helpers. And partners, zawj, is something that could be used also for same-sex partners. And it remembers me also that one of the wives of the Prophet ﷺ asked him why the Quran is always speaking about man. Because it's the majority, and at that time the men perhaps were the worst to be advised and to be changed in their behavior. But then Allah revealed a verse about women, وَالْمُؤْمِنِينَ وَالْمُؤْمِنَاتِ إِلَى آخِرِهِ. So it's talking about majority, but we have to appropriate that it's also talking to us. And it's your right that they do not make friends with anyone of whom you do not approve, as well as never to be unchaste. So this is also something talking about marriage, I guess. It's not you do what you want, I want to be free, I want to go away, I want to come back. It's difficult, it's engagement. He says, alayhi sallam, O people, listen to me in earnest, worship Allah, say your 5 daily prayers, salah, fast during the month of Ramadan, and give your wealth in zakat, perform hajj if you can afford to. All mankind is from Adam and Eve. An Arab has no superiority over a non-Arab, nor a non-Arab has any superiority over an Arab. When we see what's happening these days amongst Arab countries and societies, it's something that is still unfortunately very vivid. Also, a white has no superiority of a black, nor a black has any superiority of a white, except by their piety, taqwa, and good action. Learn that every Muslim is a brother to every Muslim, and that the Muslims constitute one brotherhood. Nothing shall be legitimate to a Muslim which belongs to a fellow Muslim unless it was given freely and willingly. Do not therefore do injustice to yourselves. And whatever problems we have, this is something that is very strongly related to Muslims still in our days. With all the wars in Palestine or elsewhere, we still have that image of brotherhood strongly related to Islam Ummah, which is a gift from Allah. Remember, he says, alayhi salatu wasalam, one day you will appear before Allah and answer your deeds. So beware, do not stray from the path of righteousness after I'm gone. O people, no prophet or apostle will come after me, and no new faith will be born. And obviously it's the case, because we have no major religion since Islam. Reason well, therefore, O people, and understand words which I convey to you, and leave behind me 2 things, the Quran and my example, the Sunnah. Barakallahu li wa lakum fil Quran al-Kareem. One can heed words of wisdom and guidelines from the last sermon, khutbah of the Prophet alayhi salatu wasalam. It emphasizes on the following points, amongst others: sacredness of a Muslim's life and property, the importance of propagating this message to all others. That's a Muslim's responsibility, but respecting every faith, لَكُمْ دِينُكُمْ وَلِيَ دِينٍ لَا إِكْرَاهَ فِي الدِّينِ. This is also the first responsibility. A reminder, that everyone is fully accountable for their deeds, and Allah, God, will take every person into account. So we don't have like stoning in the Quran, we don't have killing people because they're not Muslims or they are homosexuals or they are whatever. The awareness of shaitan and how shaitan can work to deviate us from the right path and doing evil things. And we talked in previous khutbahs about what is shaitan, what is the principle of Adam, masculinity and femininity within each and every one of us. Rights of women and every minority. And here, you have some scholars like Al-Qaradawi telling us that like the Arab tradition was sanctified by the Quran, and if it does not contradict the Quran, you have to apply it as it is, the law of God. But some others like us, progressive or inclusive Muslims, could say, no, but those Arabs were so bad that Allah sent them Islam to be more in peace and to reconcile their traditions with humanity. The need to establish justice according to the social context where we live. Islamic universalist and humanist ethic is the final divine religion. Last prophet, last book. So we can have other people reminding us, inspiring us about Allah consciousness, but the Prophet ﷺ, as it is described in some non-Muslim books, is perhaps, some say, and that's what we believe as Muslims, I guess, the human being who influenced our humanity the most. Let's do our part in following the Prophet's message and propagating the message to everyone we know, especially during that gathering that Imam Muhsin and his team are working hard to prepare every day from now on. Let's pray for us, so our beloved Lord Allah make things easy for them. Allahumma ameen, Allahumma ameen, Allahumma ameen. And it's going to be a big gathering. Fatima Noordin also know about it. So inshallah we are in good hands. اللهم انصر من نصر دين محمد اللهم انصر المجاهدين في كل مكان
الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن